Hey everybody, welcome back to the Maybom New Homes Blueprint. I am so excited today to be welcomed by 2/3 of our sanctuary site team, right? So we've got one more missing player that we'll have in on another date, but I've got 2/3 of the sanctuary site team, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about your real estate background.
Okay, so I'm Tera Velasco. I've been with Maybom for 12 years now. I do a mix of new construction and resale. New construction is definitely my passion. I would say since I started, I've had my hand in it, and I really thrive getting families situated in a home that really meets their needs.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Katie, what about you?
Okay, so I have been in real estate for 5 years, and this is kind of my first year in new construction, and I have absolutely loved it. I love working with all the builders and just meeting all the families and getting them into the perfect neighborhood and seeing the outcome and building those relationships with them.
Yeah, absolutely. And new construction is so different than resale. There's positives to working with a new construction buyer because everything is fresh. While they might not pick every single thing in their home, there's so much that they get to choose and so much that they get to weigh in on, as opposed to a resale, which again has positives, but they're going into a canvas that's already been painted, so to speak.
Right.
There's already bones that have been changed and there's already fixtures that have been added. So, again, new construction is kind of exciting, I feel for you guys.
To say about new.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think there is the way that our builders work now, there is so much charm in these homes. They are not cold.
Nope.
Sometimes new construction gets a bad rap that
They
it's
feel very custom.
cold.
Yes.
Yeah. Cold and cookie cutter. I get so tired of hearing that because I do feel like, and part of why we wanted to do these podcasts is Maybom New Construction is anything but cookie cutter.
Absolutely.
We have so many different elevations, and we'll talk about those in a little bit, but so many different elevations, so many different opportunities for you to find, whether it's a ranch or a 2-story, what that style of home is for, your family. So tell us a little bit about Sanctuary for those that have never visited, where Sanctuary is, kind of specifics on proximities and, what it's close to, what I will be able to get to quickly if I live in my Sanctuary.
Sure. So we're located off of Powderhouse Road. From there, you can easily assess the south side of Aiken, where there's plenty of shopping and dining opportunities, as well as medical. You can easily access downtown area. Just a little bit of a drive, you can go to the Georgia side. I would say about 25 or 30 minutes.
Okay.
Not far from the equestrian venues, Bruce's Field, and what was the other one?
Where the steeplechase is. Yeah.
But so in Hitchcock Woods. So
Sure.
we have a mix of things that people can visit.
Yeah. So if I'm at Sanctuary, about how far is it to Aiken downtown? Like right to that Lawrence Street?
Probably about 8 minutes from downtown.
Okay.
You're not far at all. You're kind of right in that sweet spot too.
Yeah.
To where you're like right in the middle between if you want to go to Whiskey Road or if you want to go to downtown. It's kind of like you got both sides.
Yeah.
Options.
What's my closest, just because I'm there every day, what's my closest grocery store if I needed to go to the grocery?
Lowe's
The new one.
Yes.
Okay. And it is so nice.
2 minutes away.
I love
It's
that
perfect.
store. Okay, good. Again, these are convenient things that I think when you're choosing a new construction neighborhood, you have to consider.
Right.
And some people want to be out and not be near people. But for most of us that have a busy lifestyle, whether you have children or you're single or whether you're downsizing, you need to have that closeness and proximity to be able to get to things. I think that's such a great thing about Sanctuary where it's located because it does feel right off of the road. It's private enough, but then you are
on a secondary road.
very
So you don't have a lot of
That's
traffic.
right.
Yep.
That's right.
Nice.
So let's talk a little bit about the neighborhood itself. What is the price point? Kind of what does that include for buyers within the neighborhood? And then what phase are we in? Are we still considered the first phase or in the second phase? And what the heck does that even really mean?
Okay, so good questions. Basically, we're definitely finishing up with phase one. We only have 2 homes remaining. They're the Augusta plan to buy Designer Homes of Georgia.
Okay.
That's currently priced at $425. Has lots of incentives with it right now. So if you're thinking about buying and you're looking for that type of price point, which is $425, and you want a larger home, 5 bedrooms on a nice lot, that would be a good choice.
Okay.
So just 2 of those left in phase one. Phase 2 is full construction.
Okay, great.
Yes. So we have 4 builders that are, definitely putting up a variety of homes.
Yeah.
We start at $320 and then cap out at like $375.
Okay.
So I would say phase 1 is pretty much just obviously finishing up with phase 2, which is our final phase.
Okay. And how long do we feel like that phase will last? I mean, if things are selling as quickly as they're selling now, people don't need to wait. So what does that kind of time frame look like?
We have
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
We have 36 lots in
Okay.
phase 2,
Okay,
and we've already
36 there.
got 8 under contract.
Oh,
Right?
wow.
8.
Okay.
So they are moving fast. They're
Yeah.
in various stages of construction. And so definitely if you're interested in the sanctuary, you need to come out and take a look because they're going pretty fast.
Well, and this is the time of year that I think people get concerned about the market. Is it going to slow down? You know, we're coming up on the holidays, but right now, typically for Mabum especially, things pick up. You know, people want to be in that new home before the holidays. They want to have that first Christmas there. So sounds like a great opportunity, you know, to go ahead and get in now.
And
Go ahead.
Sorry, we're looking at October move-in dates.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say October or November.
So we've already got some that
We've
close
got
to finish.
some,
That's
yeah,
great.
absolutely. I think by January, everything will be 100% complete. So the earlier you actually could pick your floor plan, you could have some say in like the finishes and things like that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, Katie, tell us a little bit about the builders. I know we have a couple, and they build with us in several neighborhoods. We've had a couple other site teams already on the podcast that have talked to us. But tell us a little bit about, you know, each of the builders, not necessarily their bio, but what you like about each one and who they are.
So each of the builders are a little bit different. I love to work with all of them. I think one of designers' feature things that they do is they kind of curve their archways.
Okay.
Oconee, they kind of curve their walls. Plano Wells a little bit more traditional, and I feel like South Georgia is a little bit more contemporary.
Okay.
So it's kind of a nice mix.
Yeah.
You kind of can really get what you like in a home in that neighborhood.
Yeah, sure. So we've got 4 builders in there right now, right? So Designer Homes, Oconee, South Georgia, Plandwell. Yes. Okay. So those 4 builders, you know, again, have been building with us for years. And I think the exciting thing for us is we came over to Aiken with them. You know, they've built a lot for us in Columbia County. How have you guys, because I know both of y'all have worked in Columbia County a good bit as well as other markets. But Tara, how has new construction in Aiken so far been for you, you know, as far as getting comfortable with the, you know, layout of how maybe the ordinances work? I mean, has Aiken been open arms for us over there?
Absolutely. I love it. I have worked new construction all the way from Grovetown, like you referenced, in Aiken. So it's been great. And so far to date, the sanctuary is actually my favorite.
Oh, good. Okay.
Aiken is my hometown, born and raised there, went to school there. So I loved coming back to sell new construction, and it definitely needed that feel of the new look that Mabum core builders brought to it.
Yeah.
Compared, and I guess I'm biased, but actually very factual as well. The product is just a 10. I mean, it's great for the price point, all the things that they put in there. They're very competitive.
Okay.
One builder's not going to let another one shine.
Yeah.
So they all just want to put in everything they can, but at the same time, keep the price very economical for the buyer. So
that's great.
Aiken needed it. I love it there, and it's definitely one of my favorites so far.
And I think another reason why it's going so fast too is a lot of the time I'll tell the buyers that come in there the quality of the homes. Take a look at the quality of our neighborhood. Go to the other neighborhoods in Aiken and compare and come back. And I think that's why the sanctuary has been so desirable. It's the builders.
Well, and I think that's so exciting for us as a company too. It's been years since we've built in Aiken. So to come back kind of when Aiken has launched into all kind of different things, you know, I mean, they are exploding in different equestrian avenues, but then also with new folks relocating here for cyber, they're relocating for the medical district. There's so many opportunities for Aiken, and, you know, we are so excited to be a part of that kind of new side of the development while still maintaining the charm and what, you know, Aiken is so well known for. So if you spoke about going to schools in Aiken, what schools will your children go to if you live in the sanctuary?
So East Aiken Elementary, Kennedy Middle, and South Aiken High School.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You, again, close proximity, bus stop, the whole thing. I think it's great because it's an open area for children as well. So what kind of green space or parks or what's kind of in the neighborhood or close by?
Okay. Well, like the close by or like what?
Either
what
one.
Do we
like
have
what,
in the
if I've got a couple kids, what am I going to do with them? Either, you know, there's sidewalks and all of that kind of stuff, but then also what's close by.
So we have sidewalks on one side of the road, and we have a playground area, and then we also have an amazing community garden.
Okay.
We've got lots of residents already growing tomatoes and all kinds. So it's been cool to kind of go out there and watch the process of them planting it and to see like their finished product. And then we're getting street lights pretty soon, right?
That's great. Yeah.
That's been a topic of discussion.
Love the power company. Yes. Love the power company.
That.
Need to get them some treats. I'm like, how can we butter you guys up to kind of get that moving a little bit quicker? But that's exciting. And I do think I wanted to touch a little bit on that community garden because that's something special for us as well. You know, these little things that we do in a neighborhood show the community that we're not just trying to put as many homes and lots as we can. It's not about the outcome for us. It's about actually building a community and strengthening that community. So anything else on the sanctuary? Again, we're kind of getting close to that second phase, really launching off and going to be halfway through it soon. Anything else you want to let people know about if they were considering coming out to look at a home, things that they should be pre-approved, anything that they should do as far as talking to a lender? What are some best tips that way?
So before I get into that, I also want to add that we have a very large park that is very close to the sanctuary, Odell Weeks.
Okay.
So you can go there to walk, do a variety of things.
Yeah.
And then we have a large recreational park where you can play baseball, soccer. So we have a lot for families that like to go and do things outdoors. So back to your question, I would say definitely timing is very important. So you can pick out the floor plans. I would say about 90% of our homes in phase 2 have master on the main. So that doesn't knock anybody out, any age group.
That's great.
And then also probably 95% backs up to green space.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
Yes.
Okay. So that's in
really nice.
Phase 2.
Yes.
About 95%. Okay.
Trees. So like she said, we have tree-lined streets, sidewalks, very quaint. So the earlier that you pick out the one that you want, you can have a say, like I said earlier, in the finishes.
That's great.
The first thing you need to do is find out about financing, whether or not you're paying cash, going to be going to a lender, a local lender, or things like that. And if you don't have one, you can definitely contact us. We would love to. Help people out with that.
Y'all are such a resource. And again, you obviously know the area, these products, the builders. It is so great to go onto a new construction site for that reason, especially if you don't have a representative already. But even if you do, right? So even if you've already got an agent, we are more than willing to meet you out there and talk to you through kind of what that process looks like. Because a lot of agents aren't necessarily as well versed as you guys are.
Absolutely. We have all the info.
Yeah. Yep. Y'all are definitely the information central for sure. Mm-hmm. Okay, tell us, in a couple words, if you had to describe Sanctuary for somebody that has not seen it yet, how would you describe the Sanctuary?
I would say quaint, quiet, welcoming.
Convenient.
Yeah, definitely convenient. Yeah.
Planned very well,
Yeah. I think the layout, the drive-through Sanctuary, you can tell that there was a lot of thought put into how it was designed and how it was laid out. And again, the main focus being building that community, and things like that community garden are going to really pull everybody together. So we are so excited. The Sanctuary site team is on site every day from 1 to 5. Tell us the address that we can plug into GPS to hopefully get there.
It is 367 Longford Drive.
Okay. All right. And we will put all of the details in the comment section of this podcast so you can click and see any of the available homes. So again, I've got Tera and Katie today. We will have our third site team agent in the near future, and he'll answer a few other questions. But I appreciate you guys coming on to the Mabon New Homes Blueprint. See y'all next time.